This is Aekold Hellbrass. Today he is on foot with the absolute chads of Herald Hammerstorm and of course Archaon himself, Sans Horse. And here to represent the Warriors of Chaos, yes, he's available to both Warriors of Chaos and Tzeentch in multiplayer. The Cockatrice is as well, so we've got them here today to face off against Aekold's Ogre Kingdoms. And I wanted to take this opportunity mostly to talk about how Aekold should probably be a lord, and how I'm not really happy with the current situation about lords and heroes and legendary lords and legendary heroes. And anyway, for the build, I've got chosen Halberds of Tzeentch, the aspiring champion regiment around Severed Claw, of course Archaon, Aekold, Herald, and then some Marauder Horsemen and the Cockatrice, 4 Marauder Horsemen in total. For Aekold's Ogre Kingdom, Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw, he's got some Sky Striders, the Iron Blaster here as well, Gnoblars, lots of dual hand weapon Ogres, and some Iron Guts, so some shooting power, not really too much, but definitely should be in for a wild time against my Halberd Death Blob. Absolute foot chad characters of chaos. But yeah, Aekold is very cool, I have to say. His animations, his art style. I don't love that he's got bare hands and wizard sleeves, but, you know, that's fine. His effects are very cool, and as you'll see as he fights here, his animations are also awesome as well. And don't get me wrong, I love Aekold. Aekold is my boy. But he should be a lord. He should be a legendary lord. And just in general, I have to say, like I said, I'm not happy about the Lord situation, so just overall, I do feel like this DLC feels kind of unfinished, to be honest. We're missing a generic Lord for Kislev, we're missing a generic hero for Cathay, we're missing both for Tzeentch, so it really seems like the amount of content has been cut down. Previously, we would have got, you know, on a Lord pack, 2 Legendary Lords plus 1 free LC Legendary Lord, which is... We're getting 3 lords now, but you have to pay for all 3 of them, so getting less content in that way as well. And, I mean, Chaos Dwarfs only launching with 3 legendary lords was a pretty big cause for concern for me, and I voiced those concerns, and never really got a satisfactory answer from Creative Assembly about why that decision was made. It seemed that it was just an arbitrary decision that was made, so... I can't really tell you guys that there's any specific reasoning to it. I know some people have speculated that maybe they don't want to crowd the map with too many starts. I would also posit that perhaps they don't have the manpower and resources to properly actually implement full campaigns, which is really sad, to be honest. But such is the state of things. Aekold's going to charge straight into the teeth of the Halberds here. The Crushers got kited around a little bit by Marauder Horsemen, finally settling on a rear charge straight into the Sky Striders, but fortunately for them, the Sky Striders can just turn around and continue fighting. I mean, they are in the midst of monsters, but they are monsters themselves, it must be said. Cockatrice also coming in for some rear charges here, trying to terrify away some of these Ogre units. Meanwhile, Aekold getting in here. We'll watch some of his animations up close in just a second. Archaon going to throw down a little Burning Head, a little Searing Doom, both to try and thin out the Ogres here. Searing Doom actually pretty decent against blobbed up monstrous infantry. Yeah, where's Aekold? Let's watch some of his animations, as he is very cool. And apparently from the lore, I might be mistaken on this. It looks like he's actually just pondering the schemes of Tzeentch right now as Herald fights next to him. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know from the lore that he is a full-on Chaos Lord, right? Like, he's not just some hero. He's supposed to be a Lord level character. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I could be. I'm not a lore expert by any means. But ooh, look at him just floating through combat here with those strange tentacles in an AoE, which he does have some abilities. I guess we can briefly talk about those that I brought here. He's got a self-heal, which is quite strong. It makes him incredibly tanky. And alongside somebody like Sigvald, or, you know, Village regenerating his barrier, or, you know, Festus, the old doctor, as well, would be quite good, stacking some various healing effects and kind of a character death blob. The stats are fairly solid, not the most weapon strength in the world, but he does have a missile block chance, like the Swordmasters do, able to deflect missiles with his great weapon. And the Thorn Aura is what you saw there, activatable minus 45% speed and minus 8 leadership, which is quite good, but anyway, we're missing some of these spectacular animations here as he duels the Slaughtermaster, so let's watch some of those. But yeah, just in general, I would say I really wish he would have been a Legendary Lord just to give another campaign. I mean, we got Blue Scribes already as a Legendary Hero in the DLC, right? So, I don't know. Creative Assembly's insistence, and again, it seems completely arbitrary. They refuse to communicate any sort of information about why these decisions are made, which only leaves us to speculate, and it's an unfortunate situation. I'm hoping that Creative Assembly will start to change, but I doubt this decision will actually be altered, unfortunately, unless we all make big enough of a stink. So I would ask that you guys please be respectful to the devs and to Creative Assembly in these requests, but definitely let them know if you're not happy about the situation, as I am not as well, that we should be getting more content. We've gotten more content in the past. This feels cut down, even if, you want to technically classify every hero as a unit and say that there's more units. It's just, I mean, when you measure things by any measure, we're getting less on this DLC, and that is unfortunate because it's really letting down, especially the artists and, the VFX artists, the people who make the models and textures, everyone who works on the art side and the sound design and everyone else are really being let down by the leadership of Creative Assembly in making some of these decisions. So it's unfortunate. I really want to love this DLC. There's so much good about it, but it just feels incomplete. It feels unfinished. I have to be honest about that with you guys. So there you go. Yeah, Koi's Ogres really had no hope of cracking through this disgusting blob of characters and halberds. I don't think this is technically even tournament legal because I don't have enough unit models, which to make it tournament legal, I'd probably just cut this Chosen up into like maybe multiple halberd units. I don't know, figure something else out. But regardless, the Chads themselves actually don't do a lot. They kind of just tank it out. Archaon manages to get some value from its magic, but really the value comes from the halberds here. So anyway, Cockatrice is also involved somewhat, getting some terror routes. Marauder Horsemen are around. And for Aekold's side, there's really not too much to talk about. I mean, it's a disgusting build, and it's technically illegal in tournaments for a reason. So anyway, that was my whole soapbox for today. Mostly just wanted to talk about how cool Aekold is and how much I wish he was a Legendary Lord and how much I wish Creative Assembly would make more Legendary Lords to help fill out some of the areas of the map that maybe could use some more Legendary Lords, right? Or even besides that, just to give us more variety and flavor. And I don't know, maybe you guys feel differently, and you can let me know in the comments down below, but I'm pretty sure quite a few of you will feel similarly in that we're getting less in this update than we have in past updates, which it definitely feels bad. Even, I think back to a year ago, how amazing Champions of Chaos was for the amount of content that it provided, especially in the characters department. Really is sad to see the state of affairs with this one. So that's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.